Luxury cars have a reputation: glamorous, expensive, and unreliable once the warranty runs out. But here's the twist. Some of these high-dollar machines are built so tough they'll outlast your patience before they outlast themselves. Imagine owning luxury without bleeding money at every oil change. Sounds impossible? Think again. Because we've dug deep to uncover the luxury cars that actually hold up after the warranty expires. Ready to see which ones break the stereotype? Let's go. Lexus ES. The Lexus ES isn't flashy. It doesn't scream at traffic lights or demand Instagram attention. But here's the thing. It's the quiet assassin of the luxury world. For decades, the ES has built a reputation on something other luxury sedans struggle with: being boringly bulletproof. And that's a compliment. Lexus engineered the ES with one mission in mind: comfort that doesn't quit. Its engines are naturally aspirated V6s, the kind that keep humming even after you've lost track of the mileage. Many owners report crossing the 200,000-mile mark with little more than routine maintenance, and that's not a brag you'll hear often in the luxury space. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power practically hand out gold stars to this car every year, praising its dependability like a teacher's pet who never misses homework. What makes it such a winner post-warranty? Simplicity. Instead of cramming it with gimmicky tech that breaks faster than a teenager's phone screen, Lexus kept the ES straightforward. The suspension soaks up potholes. The cabin whispers serenity. And nothing feels overcomplicated. Sure, it's not going to win drag races, but try asking your wallet which one it prefers: a reliable sedan that costs pennies to maintain, or a turbocharged diva that drains your savings at every turn. The ES may not be the car you dreamed of as a kid, but it's the car your grown-up self will thank you for owning. It's not about thrills, it's about trust. And in the luxury world, trust is priceless. If you want a car that behaves more like a loyal golden retriever than a high-maintenance show pony, the Lexus ES is your bet. Lexus RX 350. Now let's move to the SUV world, where the Lexus RX 350 has carved its throne. This isn't just one of the best-selling luxury SUVs of all time, it's also one of the most dependable. And that's a big deal, because SUVs often carry families, pets, and the occasional overstuffed Costco run. You don't want a breakdown halfway through. The RX 350 is powered by a naturally aspirated V6 engine that feels smooth, reliable, and drama-free. It doesn't overcomplicate itself with turbo gimmicks or fragile performance tweaks. This is an SUV designed to do the job day in and day out without complaint. Owners rave about clocking well beyond 150,000 miles without major repairs, which makes it more dependable than some people's marriages. Step inside, and you're met with what Lexus does best: quiet luxury. The interior is plush, the ride is silky, and road noise is practically non-existent. But unlike rivals from Germany that bury you in fragile tech, the RX plays it smart. Its infotainment might not be cutting edge, but it's sturdy, functional, and won't glitch every other month. That means fewer trips to the mechanic and more weekends where you actually get to enjoy the car instead of paying for it. And here's the kicker: resale value. The RX 350 holds its worth like a champ. Even after years of use, buyers line up for them, knowing they're getting reliability wrapped in leather seats. If you ever decide to move on, you won't take a financial hit the size of a luxury yacht. The RX 350 isn't wild or edgy, it's steady. It's the SUV equivalent of that reliable friend who always shows up, never cancels plans, and somehow keeps calm even in chaos. In a luxury world obsessed with flash, the RX proves that dependability can still steal the spotlight. Lexus IS. If the Lexus ES is the dependable older sibling, the Lexus IS is the younger one who's got a bit more edge, but still shows up on time, every time. The IS blends sharp styling and a sportier drive with Lexus's obsession for reliability. And that mix is what makes it a post-warranty hero. Take the IS 300 and IS 350, for example. They're powered by engines that have earned their stripes as rock-solid performers. The IS 350's V6 is basically the Energizer Bunny of luxury sedans. Refined, consistent, and ridiculously long-lived. Owners brag about hitting 200,000 miles without major drama, and the transmission. Smooth as silk and equally tough. Even the turbocharged IS 200T, often viewed with suspicion in other brands, holds up surprisingly well under Lexus's engineering discipline. But reliability is just half the story. The IS also delivers driving fun. With its rear-wheel drive platform, it has genuine sports sedan DNA, and the handling feels tighter than most cars in its class. Add to that Lexus's cabin quality, materials that don't peel, buttons that don't break, and electronics that don't have meltdowns, and you get a luxury compact that isn't just enjoyable but dependable to the core. Now, is it perfect? Not exactly. Back seat space is tight, and the infotainment system can sometimes feel like it was designed with a stubborn streak. But ask yourself this: would you rather wrestle with a quirky infotainment knob or pay thousands for a broken German transmission out of warranty? Exactly. In short, the Lexus IS is proof that you don't have to pick between fun and reliability. It's the rare luxury car that can make you smile behind the wheel while keeping your mechanic bored. And in the luxury space, boring your mechanic is the highest compliment you can give. Lexus NX 300h Hybrid. Here's where Lexus flexes its hybrid muscle. The NX 300h. Think of it as the compact SUV that doesn't just deliver reliability. It sips fuel like it's on a strict diet. And after the warranty ends, that combo of durability and efficiency becomes a financial lifesaver. Under the hood sits Toyota's tried-and-true hybrid system, the same DNA that's powered millions of Prius models without breaking a sweat. That means battery packs that last way longer than the skeptics predicted, and a drivetrain that shrugs off the years. Statistically, the NX 300h has had one of the lowest recall rates among luxury cars in the last decade, making it one of the safest bets once the factory coverage runs out. Step inside, and you're treated to the typical Lexus experience. Plush seats, whisper quiet ride, and a cabin that feels like it's carved to last. It's not a tech circus, but that's the point. Lexus builds this thing so you won't be hunting down phantom electronic issues at the dealership. Owners constantly praise how everything still works years down the line, buttons, displays, even those little conveniences like seat adjusters. And let's not forget fuel economy. For a luxury SUV, the NX 300h's mileage is jaw-dropping. While your neighbor with the German SUV is refueling like they own stock in the oil industry, you'll be cruising past gas stations with a smirk. Combine that with Lexus's track record for resale value, and the NX becomes not just a reliable ride, but a financial win. Sure, the NX isn't going to blow your socks off with speed. It's more about steady, sensible luxury. But in the world of post-warranty ownership, that's exactly what you want. A car that quietly gets everything right while sparing you the financial headaches. Lexus RX 450h Hybrid. Now let's talk about the Lexus RX 450h, the hybrid sibling of the RX 350. If the regular RX is already reliable, the 450h is like it's been put on superhero steroids. Except these powers come in the form of Toyota's bulletproof hybrid system. This SUV has been one of the most dependable hybrids in the luxury space, with a track record that's almost boring in its consistency. The 450 horsepower combines that silky V6 engine with an electric motor setup that delivers smooth power and better fuel efficiency than most competitors. You'd think all this tech might spell trouble once the warranty disappears. But here's the kicker. Lexus hybrids rarely flinch. Their battery packs are legendary for lasting way beyond expectations, and owners often drive them well past 150,000 miles with little more than routine checkups. Inside, it's classic Lexus comfort. You get the same plush ride, quiet cabin, and premium feel that make the RX lineup such bestsellers. But here's where it edges out. The RX 350. Efficiency. The 450-hour can stretch your fuel budget noticeably further, making it a long-term winner when gas prices start playing roller coaster again. Another hidden gem. The RX 450h has a reputation for fewer recalls than almost any other luxury SUV in its class. That means fewer dealership visits, fewer unexpected bills, and more peace of mind. Fact, Consumer Reports often ranks the RX 450h as one of the most reliable luxury SUVs in the market, period. So what's the trade-off? You won't be chasing high-speed thrills here. The 450h is all about serenity, predictability, and financial sanity. If you're looking for a hybrid luxury SUV that treats you right long after the warranty safety net disappears, the RX 450h proves that sometimes the smart choice is also the best one. Mercedes-Benz E-Class, W212. When people hear Mercedes, they often think of eye-watering repair bills and endless trips to the service center. But here's the curveball. The W212 generation of the E-Class is the exception to that painful stereotype. Built from 2009 to 2016, this car was Mercedes' comeback tour for durability, a deliberate response to years of criticism about reliability. The W212 was designed like a tank disguised in leather and chrome. Its engines, especially the naturally aspirated V6 and the diesel variants overseas, proved stubbornly reliable. The transmissions were equally robust, often outlasting the very owners who drove them. And unlike some of the earlier Mercedes experiments with electronics, this generation kept things simpler and sturdier, which translated into fewer failures once the warranty clock stopped ticking. Owners love the way it feels. A perfect blend of comfort and understated luxury. The suspension smooths out bad roads like they don't exist, while the cabin keeps you cocooned in silence. And unlike flashier luxury cars that depreciate faster than a smartphone, the W212 holds its value surprisingly well because people know what they're buying. An E-Class that doesn't quit. Sure, maintenance is still pricier than a Toyota Camry. But here's the point. You're not rolling dice every time you start the engine. With the W212, you can actually enjoy a Mercedes after the warranty expires without fearing bankruptcy. In short, this E-Class is proof that the three-pointed star can deliver more than status. It can deliver long-term trust. If you've ever wanted to dip into German luxury without risking your sanity, the W212 is the smart way in. BMW 340i/440i B58 engine. BMW doesn't exactly top reliability lists, but the 340i and 440i are exceptions, and the reason can be summed up in three characters: B58. That's the name of the turbocharged inline-six engine under the hood, and it's one of the toughest engines BMW has ever built. The B58 is the workhorse that powers everything from the 3 Series to the Toyota Supra. Yes, you heard that right. Toyota trusted BMW's B58 enough to use it in the Supra, and Toyota doesn't gamble on reliability. That alone tells you this engine isn't playing games. Owners rave about how smooth it runs, how much power it makes, and most importantly, how it just keeps going with proper maintenance. The 340i and 440i wrap this engine in the typical BMW package: sharp handling, balanced weight distribution, and a cabin that feels sportier than most rivals. But unlike older BMWs that developed electrical gremlins faster than you could learn German, these models are actually dependable long after the factory warranty expires. Of course, you still need to maintain it properly. Oil changes, cooling system checks, the basics. But the horror stories that plague other BMWs are noticeably quieter here. It's almost as if BMW finally remembered that luxury buyers want reliability too. The bottom line? The 340i and 440i aren't just fun to drive. They're the rare BMWs you can actually keep driving for years without your mechanic putting their kids through college on your dime. For enthusiasts who want luxury and longevity in one package, this is your sweet spot. BMW X5. The BMW X5 has had a rocky history when it comes to reliability, But the latest generation, starting around 2019, changed the narrative. BMW finally cleaned up its act, and the result is an SUV that feels as solid long-term as it does brand new. At the heart of this turnaround is, once again, the B58 inline-6 engine. It's the same bulletproof power plant found in the 340i, and it's turned the X5 from a high-maintenance Dava into a dependable luxury hauler. Add BMW's improved ZF automatic transmission, and you've got a drivetrain that holds up shockingly well beyond the warranty period. Owners report fewer electronic meltdowns compared to earlier generations, and the build quality feels sturdier overall. The cabin is still loaded with tech because, well, it's BMW. But the glitches that used to plague older models have been ironed out. That means fewer late-night panics when a warning light suddenly pops up. The X5 also balances practicality and prestige beautifully. It's roomy, comfortable, and still has that signature BMW driving edge. Yet, unlike some German rivals, it won't punish you with constant repair bills once the warranty ends. With proper care, it's become one of the safest bets in the luxury SUV space. Is it perfect? You'll still pay more for routine service compared to, say, a Lexus. But the difference is that you're not constantly bracing for catastrophic failures. This X5 is finally living up to the badge without turning ownership into a gamble. For anyone who's dreamed of having a BMW SUV, but feared the maintenance nightmare, the 2019 Plus X5 is your green light. It's the proof that even BMW can learn from its past mistakes and build a luxury SUV that actually behaves after warranty. Audi S4. Audi's reputation for reliability has always been mixed. Some models are pure engineering brilliance. Others are ticking time bombs. But the 2012 to 2016 Audi S4? That's the sweet spot. This compact luxury sedan packs one of Audi's most dependable formulas. A supercharged 3.0-liter V6 that delivers smooth, effortless power and holds up remarkably well long after the warranty safety net disappears. Unlike some turbocharged rivals that strain under pressure, this supercharged setup is simple, sturdy, and surprisingly trouble-free. Owners rave about hitting high mileages with nothing more than scheduled maintenance and occasional wear and tear parts. The DSG transmission, often a weak point in performance sedans, is also impressively resilient in this era of S4, provided you keep up with fluid changes. Beyond the mechanics, the S4 is just plain fun. It's quick off the line, sharp in the corners, and offers that classic quattro all-wheel drive confidence in any weather. This is the rare luxury sports sedan that feels equally at home commuting in traffic or carving up back roads on a weekend. Inside, you get Audi's trademark cabin craftsmanship, tight panel gaps, soft touch materials, and an interior that still feels upscale years later. Unlike some rivals whose electronics age poorly, Audi's systems in this generation have held up without constant glitches. That means you won't spend your Saturday mornings fighting with a frozen infotainment screen. Sure, it's not bulletproof like a Lexus, but for a German luxury sports sedan, the reliability record is downright impressive. Combine that with performance that still thrills today, and you've got yourself a post-warranty gem. If you're hunting for a luxury car that balances excitement with long-term dependability, the 2012 to 2016 S4 should be at the top of your list. Audi Q5/SQ5. Step into the luxury SUV market, and the Audi Q5 is almost unavoidable. It's been one of the brand's best sellers for years. But here's the kicker. Certain model years, especially those with the V6 and the SQ5, have proven to be some of Audi's most reliable offerings after warranty. Yes, an Audi that doesn't bleed you dry exists. The magic is in the balance. The Q5 offers refined comfort and everyday usability, while the SQ5 spices it up with performance, but neither sacrifices long-term dependability. Owners consistently report fewer issues with the 3.0-liter supercharged and later turbo V6 engines, especially compared to Audi's older powertrains that were prone to oil consumption nightmares. Inside, The Q5 and SQ5 show off Audi's usual strengths. A classy interior that ages well, supportive seats, and user-friendly tech that doesn't turn into a brick after a few years. Even little details like climate controls and electronic switches seem to keep working far longer than you'd expect in this segment. On the road, these SUVs strike the right chord. The Q5 handles daily commuting duties like a pro, while the SQ5 delivers a sportier, more thrilling ride. And both manage this without falling apart once the warranty's over, a miracle in itself for German luxury SUVs. Are they perfect? Not quite. Maintenance costs are still higher than Lexus or Acura rivals, and you'll need to stick to scheduled care. But when compared to other European SUVs, the Q5 and SQ5 are easily among the safest long-term bets. If you want luxury, versatility, and a touch of performance without the constant fear of mechanical disaster, the Audi Q5 family deserves serious attention. Jaguar XJ, X358. Now, here's a curveball. Jaguar isn't exactly known for bulletproof reliability. In fact, for decades, the brand was more punchline than praise. But the X350 generation of the Jaguar XJ flipped the script. Built from 2003 to 2009, this full-size luxury sedan was one of the most solid cars Jaguar ever produced. And yes, it's worth considering even after warranty. The secret weapon: an aluminum body. The X350 was one of the first mass-produced luxury sedans to go all in on lightweight aluminum construction, which not only improved performance and fuel economy, but also resisted rust like a champ. Structurally, these cars have aged far better than many of their steel-bodied competitors. Under the hood, you had a choice of V8 engines that, when maintained, were surprisingly durable. Gone were many of the electrical nightmares that plagued Jaguars of the past. In fact, owners and enthusiasts often describe the X350 as the least troublesome Jag you could buy. High praise, considering the badge's reputation. Inside, the XJ brought old-school British charm mixed with modern durability. The wood trim and leather still hold up beautifully, and the electronics, while not cutting-edge, tend to keep working without endless headaches. It's not Lexus levels of perfection, but it's far better than the brand's history would suggest. Does that mean the X350 is cheap to own? Not exactly. Parts and labor can still sting, and finding a mechanic who understands Jaguar quirks is key. But compared to most large luxury sedans of the era, the X350 holds its ground admirably. This car is the underdog of the list, a Jaguar you can actually trust. And if you want a slice of British luxury with classic styling that still turns heads, the X350 offers it without the baggage. Mercedes-Benz S-Class, W220. The Mercedes S-Class has always been the king of luxury sedans, but not every generation wears the crown gracefully. Enter the W220, produced from 1999 to 2005/6, a model often overlooked because it lacked the bombastic styling of its predecessor. But here's the twist. For buyers looking post-warranty, this S-Class is one of the more reliable bets. Critics loved it when new. Edmunds even handed the W220 a rare 5 out of 5 reliability rating in its early years. And while some electronics can be fussy, the core mechanicals of this generation hold up remarkably well. Its engines, particularly the V6 and V8 variants, are known for long-lasting performance when properly maintained. The automatic transmissions are stout, and unlike later tech-heavy models, the W220 doesn't drown you in fragile gadgetry. Inside, the cabin is all about understated elegance. You still get the wood trim, supple leather, and Mercedes' famous vault-like feel. Even today, a well-kept W220 still exudes presence, and thanks to its understated styling, it ages better than you'd expect. Sure, owning a flagship sedan comes with higher upkeep costs, and you'll want to dodge the air suspension issues by checking service records carefully. But the W220 proves that the S-Class badge isn't just about flash. It can deliver staying power too. For buyers brave enough to venture into flagship territory without the safety net of a warranty, the W220 S-Class is a reminder that old-school Mercedes engineering still shines through. It's luxury you can actually live with, long after the paperwork expires. Lexus LS, all generations. We've saved the heavyweight champion for last. The Lexus LS isn't just reliable, it's legendary. Since the very first LS400 launched in 1989, this full-size sedan has been the gold standard for durability in the luxury market. Post-warranty ownership? The LS practically laughs at it. The secret is Toyota's obsessive attention to detail. The original LS400 was famously tested in extreme conditions, and the tradition continued through each generation. Engines are overbuilt, transmissions are silky yet rock solid, and the electronics work year after year without drama. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power have consistently ranked the LS at the very top of dependability studies for decades. Owners often talk about hitting 200,000 or even 300,000 miles with nothing more than routine maintenance. And the interior? It ages like fine wine. Leather seats hold up. Wood trim still looks classy. And even the buttons and switches click with the same precision they did on day one. On the road, the LS is about serene comfort. It's not trying to be sporty, it's designed to glide, to make commutes feel like meditation. While German rivals chase performance and tech overload, the LS sticks to what matters. A smooth, quiet, stress-free drive, and in post-warranty life, that simplicity pays off. Yes, repairs are pricier than a Toyota Camry, but they're rare. The LS is the kind of car you can confidently own for a decade or more, knowing it won't turn into a financial trap. It's the ultimate example of luxury that actually works in the real world. If you're looking for one luxury car that can truly go the distance, the Lexus LS isn't just a smart pick. It's the benchmark everyone else has been chasing for 30 years. So there you have it. 13 luxury cars that won't stab you in the back once the warranty clock runs out. From Lexus legends to a few surprising Germans, these are the machines that actually deliver long-term trust. Which one would you gamble on for your own driveway? Drop your pick in the comments, hit subscribe for more no-nonsense car deep dives, and remember, luxury doesn't have to mean high-maintenance heartbreak. Sometimes, smart is the real status symbol.